This is Ann Rudd with eXp Realty and owner of the Ann Rudd Group, and this is Queen City Real Estate Today. Today is March 18th. There's a lot going on in our business. There is quite a bit of news going around, but probably the biggest thing that I need to talk about first of all is we've got 11 cases of confirmed COVID-19 in Mecklenburg County. And so I understand that there's somewhere between 350 and 400 people that they're watching that are in self-quarantine. And so we'll just keep watching those numbers. I think on Sunday we had 4, so today we're at 11. So we are starting to see some exponential growth in that area. And as with everyone, I just pray for their, safety and health and quick recovery. And if you're watching this and have it, or if you're watching this and you end up getting it, I pray for all folks to recover quickly and just keep yourself safe and do the best that you can to minimally impact the people around you and wherever you're going. And I'm going to kind of segue into this conversation by showing you something that I keep in my car. So you may not know what this is. This is actually a shoe cover. And we have these, realtors have these a lot in our open houses because people don't like their, footprints all over their new carpet and things. But I also have these masks, and I keep them in my car because I'm actually out showing properties. I showed properties yesterday, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But I showed properties, I wear masks, I put shoe covers on, I carry around Purell and Lysol, because I want to make sure that I and my client, we're minimally impacting that property. I do not want to be the one that's causing someone to get sick. Apparently this virus hangs around a bit. I'm not in the, I don't enjoy touching things. If I'm touching light switches and stuff, I'm doing this with my sleeves. Minimally impacting. I'm also asking my clients if they have children or larger families to just come with them and their spouse, if that's applicable, instead of bringing all the kids out, older adults, older parents. I do not want to be responsible for spreading anything. And so we're trying to keep our impact very low on properties. And I also maintain my distance. So I'm usually a hugger, but I'm not really much of a hugger right now. But, so this is what I'm doing as a realtor to not impact your property if it's on the market and I'm showing it. If you have a house on the market, I would get into the habit of, after your showings in the evening, coming in with a box of Clorox wipes if you have them, or, go buy a bottle of liquid Clorox or bleach and wipe down all the surfaces where you think people are going to touch. Doorknobs, doors, light switches. Turn on all your lights before you're showing so that people aren't touching that. Things like faucets, toilet, those buttons for the toilets, anything like that where people can touch, the doors on your refrigerator, the pulls on your cabinets, and yes, people do look in your cabinets, just so you know. So anything you can do like that, if you just kind of get into a routine. When I come in the office every day, I have that routine. I get the Clorox wipes out and we're wiping down. I wipe down all the tables, doorknobs, light switches, the refrigerator door handles, my mouse, my keyboard, my phone. I do all of that. So, get into a habit of that. But do not be afraid of putting your house on the market. I have a client that's looking for a house, and we looked at 3 houses yesterday. One was a foreclosure and it's a mess. But the other 2, by the time we saw the house and I got home, they were both going under contract and waiting for signatures. There are still a lot of buyers in our market. So if you're thinking about selling your home and think it's a bad time, it's not. Now, you need to hire a realtor that's got some creativity about how to handle showings. But don't be afraid of it. Be cautious. Keep your family and yourself safe. And if you've got some concerns about that, maybe you do wait a little bit longer. But I do think we'll get a handle on how to manage showings. And smart agents and agents that care about their impact to properties are doing things like this. So be aware of the fact that there are some of us that are more aware of your health and safety than others. And you can be very, very strict about who comes in, how often they come in. You can restrict showing windows. You have a lot of power in this market still. So don't be afraid of listing your house. Just be cautious. Set some guidelines or some rules that people have to follow, and then just make sure you're doing the cleanup afterwards. Now, I do want to talk to you just a little bit about what's going on in the market, and then I want to talk a little bit about some crazy stuff that comes around when realtors start talking. Okay, so today, well, actually yesterday, so for the 17th, for St. Patrick's Day, there were 111 houses listed. The day before, and these are single families, remember, and condos in Mecklenburg, Union, Gaston County, Cabarrus, York, and Lancaster. Okay, so those 6 counties, and because that's kind of the immediate metro region, and single families and condos. So 111 were listed yesterday. The day before, there were 112. Now, I think that most of these are ones that have been planned to be listed. So certainly, I know there's been some planning and some preparation for those. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 20 or 30 days. We may see that number decrease, but because of the amount or the interest rates being so low, and I would expect them to get lower still over the next few months, we're going to have buyers out. So let's, if you're thinking about selling, if you've had thoughts of selling in 2020, don't be afraid of it. We can get it done for you. So 111 houses listed. The day before, there were 112. So that's pretty healthy. Yesterday, we had 97 houses go under contract. The day before was 122. So there's some fluctuation there. This is the least number of houses that have gone under contract since I started tracking this on the 11th of March. So I am definitely going to pay attention to that. We had 53 houses close yesterday, which is also the lowest number of closings we've had since I started tracking those numbers on the 11th. Now, we had 3 houses expire. Houses expire off the market. That just means that the contract, the time in the contract that the house is going to be on the market has gone past. So only 3 expired. We'll see that tick up at the end of the month, and we'll talk about that then. The interesting thing is that we had 36 houses either temporarily or permanently withdrawn off the market yesterday. The lowest number was 8. This is the highest number, 36. And I would expect to see that trend continue. So we'll just continue to watch it. Now, highest price listing yesterday, $1.695 million. Average close price. Now, these fluctuate. We can have days where you got several $1 million properties that close. So that bumps up your average sales price number. But yesterday, the average closed price was $294,523. Okay, so that was definitely lower than the day before. The day before was $406. So we did not have those high luxury home numbers in our closings yesterday. So that's why we had a lower sales price. And then average list price for the listings that went on the market yesterday was $350. Again, that's going to fluctuate some. It's been fluctuating between $350 and $430. So, I take that kind of with a grain of salt because there's going to be some fluctuations. And then average day on market sold yesterday was 61 was the average cumulative day on market. So again, take that for what it's worth. I would not try to read hard into these numbers right now, except that, I mean, I think 111 houses yesterday coming on the market's pretty healthy. 97 going under contract also is pretty healthy. So I see nothing here that's frightening. I do see the number of withdrawals increasing, interesting, but not unexpected. So I'm totally fine with what I'm seeing there. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about real estate agents and what's being said out there in the market. I got a message yesterday from an agent that had 4 buyers under contract, and they were all afraid of the Register of Deeds closing, so they couldn't get their closing done. So I talked to 2 Register of Deeds yesterday, 2 counties. All of the Union County is a little bit different, but for the most part, all the other counties are doing electronic recordation. And I'd say by the end of all of this COVID-19 stuff, every county in the country is going to be recording electronically. I'm sorry, I have talked too much this morning. But nobody's planning on closing. Now, have they closed to foot traffic? Yes. Can't go walk up to the Register of Deeds right now. But they are making every effort to stay open because, let's face it, the housing market is one of the foundations of our country's economy. And that bus needs to keep rolling. So there is fear out there and that Register of Deeds are closing. Look, I'm going to say this right now. There may be times when they do close, okay? But there's going to be every effort to get back into go back to work. But what started a lot of this yesterday was a county in southeastern North Carolina closed their Register of Deeds. And I don't know the whole story yet, but I'm going to find out because I just happen to be from that county. I'm from Columbus County. The great big metropolis of Whiteville is my hometown. And Columbus County yesterday closed their Register of Deeds. Now, take this into context. It's a poor county. They have a pretty slow real estate market. And I'm not dogging them. I love my hometown. I love it. But it's a reality. It's not a quick real estate market. They don't electronically record, and people are being ultra cautious right now. We're not talking about a town of 1 million people. We're talking about a town of like 4,500. So slow real estate market, no electronic recordation, so you have to go into the office. So they've just kind of put the brakes on it for now. It does not mean that every other county in the state is going to follow my home county. I guarantee it. Now, again, we may see some stops and starts, but we will deal with them as those occur. Not playing this, oh my goodness, the sky is falling, because I don't think it is. And everybody that I've spoken to at the Register of Deeds has been incredibly wonderful about letting me know that they are business as usual. Everybody's doing everything they can do to stay healthy and well so that recordations continue. So don't be afraid of that. If you are in this market and you hear that rumor, and let me tell you, I am not happy with real estate agents that spread that rumor, and I will get after them. And I have no issues doing it because we have an ethical duty to report to you what's going on in the market, but not incite riots or fear. And I'm not a fear mongerer. I'm not going to do that. I want you to know what's going on, so that you can make the best decisions for your family. But right now, everybody's working. We're taking precautions. Home inspectors, they don't really want you to come to the home inspection. If you do, they're going to distance themselves. Be cautious with showings. You don't have to touch every surface. I'm going to go in with my Lysol and Purell and my mask and my foot gloves, right? And we're going to go show houses. But I'm not here. It's not my job to scare you. My job is to give you reality, and you might not like it, but at least I'm giving you the truth instead of creating some sort of tornado of rumors, and I'm definitely not going to do that. So whatever news you hear about real estate, take it in context. And again, no dog in Columbus County, because I love Columbus County. And, you know, if you ever go to Ocean Isle, you're driving through my hometown, stop sometime and spend some money in my local, you know, my hometown. But, you know, don't take that as, oh my goodness, every register of deeds in the county or in the state's going to close, because it's not going to happen. So that's all I have for you today. I hope that you have a wonderful day, that you take care of yourselves, spend time with your family, because I know we're all sort of in self-imposed quarantine. And best wishes to you, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.